Well, I see that multiculturalism and diversity is going really well at the moment. An Asian shopkeeper is alleged to have assaulted a black woman who is alleged to have been stealing stuff from his shop, and now a paramilitary-style organisation of black activists called the Forever Family Force have been protesting for the best part of a day and a bit. Now, this is the same group who turned up outside a school in Surrey after a black pupil was involved in a fight with some white children believed to be from the traveller community. They also turned up near the home of the parents of the kids responsible for the alleged attack, wearing stab-proof vests. Now that, as far as I can see, appears to be part of their uniform. Stab-proof vests, walkie-talkies, some wear black berets, some wear balaclavas, face masks. So you can't really identify a lot of them, which is a little bit strange because their so-called company values are listed as integrity, transparency and accountability. But on that note, it is also unclear how the group are funded, possibly just through donations. It's just a really bonkers situation, really, because this is the point. It isn't really clear what's happened to spark all of this. I mean, here's a video of the incident, right? So the shopkeeper allegedly refused a black woman a refund, which, let's be honest, he may not have been entitled to do. He then wrestled her after suspecting her of taking some items. He then appeared to put his hands around her throat at one point. So, again, the optics of that, of course, aren't great. But he says he was detaining her. And then when police arrived, they did initially only arrest one person, which happened to be the woman, for an alleged assault after she apparently hit him over the head with a bag. She's now been bailed. So then what happens? Sister Space, a charity which supports women of African and Caribbean heritage, which became famous after Ngozi Fulani, real name Marlene Headley, accused Lady Susan Hussey of being a racist at the palace, criticised the police for arresting the woman. They have called for the shop to be shut down, and this pseudo-paramilitary organisation called Forever Family Force turns up. They start chanting things like, I think, you touch one, you touch us all. The shopkeeper has shut his shop, quite possibly never to be reopened, let's be honest. He's got posters all on the outside of it now accusing him of racial and misogynistic violence. The Mayor of London has waded in, saying he's urgently seeking information from the police. I do not recall him being too vocal about knife crime at Notting Hill Carnival recently, which is interesting. Now, after all of that, the shopkeeper has actually been interviewed under caution. So the protesters say that they want a boycott of the shop. Look, I'm sorry, but can we all agree that this is just absolutely insane, right? This is literally a prime example, in my view, of how Britain has fallen. We've got an Asian shopkeeper who may or may not have been out of order. We've got then a black female customer who may or may not have been trying to steal stuff. Now we have what is essentially a tinderbox of a race riot brewing. I mean, do these people honestly not have anything better to do? I can see how this ends, though, because ultimately the police will be blamed for all of this, and we will have another saga about institutional racism, and then there'll be some kind of inquiry. Now, I just find the whole thing pathetic and actually very worrying. So, any time somebody from the black community is involved in anything like this, do we now get some kind of force mobbing up outside, screaming blue murder? I don't know, do we? I'll just ask you, who is actually stoking racial tensions here? Is it necessary?